Okay, so this one's gonna be interesting. I know I promised to do Gone Girl a while back, but my anxiety was ruining me, so I decided to forego it for a little while, but now we're back. I can't say that my anxiety's gone away, but I can say that I don't feel like bursting into tears every time I think about watching this movie. There's that, at least. I wish I could say that I was going into this with no expectations, completely unbiased, but that's not necessarily true. Now, for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't, my name is TK, your resident lunatic, and today we are watching Gone Girl. I have a very interesting relationship with this movie. Now, back in the day when I used to do a lot of at-home baking, I used to do a lot of cupcakes and these, those squeezable martini cupcakes for what people liked to call Gone Girl parties, which was basically true crime parties. This book, I would have to say, did awaken something in a specific demographic to get deeply involved in police procedurals and true crime and the like, because from what I understand, this book is a cheating revenge story, and y'all know that I love a good revenge narrative. I am not super fond of the whole, if you get revenge, it will destroy you and everyone else around you. I think it's cheap, and I think it takes on a sort of moral superiority that doesn't necessarily help the people who have been wronged. But I do have an issue with revenge narratives that center around cheating. Now, there are a couple of things that stress me out about this particular brand of revenge narrative. Now, Gone Girl was a cultural juggernaut for its time. I mean, there's a whole cruise and bachelorette parties based off of the book. That's a whole nother issue for another day. But the fact of the matter is that I've heard some things, I've seen some things, I know vaguely what this movie is already about. And I do know that the ending of this movie, as I mentioned in the menu, is often compared to Midsommar, where there are two camps of people. People who think the ending of Midsommar is happy, and people who are greatly disturbed. To an extent, the ending is happy, but only because Danny is happy, because she has truly been broken. And she is only happy because after everything she's been through, her mind is just gone. She is now a part of a cult. The ending is quite disturbing, considering is how she is assisted in the murder of 5 different people, including her ex-boyfriend, who was drugged and assaulted. I want people to remember that part. He might have been an asshole. He didn't deserve that. One, Danny's life is going to be much shorter. It's probably going to end shortly after the festival. She's not free of anything because her sister's ghost is still there till the end of the movie. I have a feeling that my opinion at the end of this movie is going to be controversial because I'm often very critical about good for her movies, because good for her movies are often incredibly critical of other women. They make them seem like sluts or idiots or both. More often than not, any character of color or minority is just an accessory or is brutally murdered somehow. And 3, there is this ongoing idea that nothing is too far as long as the victim is a shitty guy. More often than not, the male character that is the antagonist, he's usually not that bad. He's just portrayed as a jackass rather than anyone who is emotionally, verbally, or spiritually abusive. There is this sort of stench of men can't be victims. That doesn't sit right with me. Now, I don't want to judge this movie too much before I start watching it. I just want y'all to know where I stand on this whole thing, because I know that I said that I like revenge narratives, but there's also some caveats to every single statement. I'm sure this movie is popular for a reason. I will say it looks amazing. It looks great. It's so pretty. I'm not the biggest fan of Ben Affleck, but people are saying that this is one of his best movies, which to me doesn't say a lot. Regardless of how trepidatious I am, I'm still holding out hope that this movie is going to be impressive because it is popular for a reason. Now, with that being said, let us put on our headphones, which I forgot somehow. I need to go get those, but we'll commence with the drama once I get back. This is already starting off kind of intense. Just the music itself doesn't exactly sound like
when I think of my wife, I always think of her head. I picture cracking her lovely skull, unspooling her brains, trying to get answers.
Super healthy couple.
What have we done to each other?
I don't know, maybe if you just opened up your mouth and talked about it, it wouldn't be such an issue. No, my marriage is great. We talk about that shit all the time. Is this entire movie going to have narration? My least favorite thing? Oh, I hope to God that it actually provides context to things that are going on. So maybe not so cut and dry suburbia.
I got your present.
Aww.
Where's your wife?
Can you pour me a bourbon?
Isn't it like 11 a.m.?
Well, if you're not going to talk, I'm going to have to fill the silence with another excruciating story by Margot Dunn.
Oh God, she's a storytime streamer.
You like my friend Monica? But it wasn't Monica. It was a total stranger.
Was also named Monica.
Made it kind of interesting.
Is that foreshadowing?
5 years.
5?
Amy? She already knows.
I'm so crazy, stupid, happy.
Yeah, I feel like that's not true.
I met a boy. A great, sweet, gorgeous, cool-ass guy.
Good. I mean, the Amish run a room springer.
That's a bit judgmental.
I don't see you sitting quietly while he bloviates on his post-grad thesis about Proust.
Well, you are bloviating, that's for sure.
What type are you?
Corn-fed, salt-of-the-earth Missouri guy.
Missouri.
Oh, yeah, sure. I don't believe a word that comes out of this guy's mouth.
Amy.
Oh, Amy? Who are you?
I'm an award-winning scrimshander.
What is that?
I'm the guy to save you from all this awesomeness.
Maybe definitely looking for someone to save her.
You know, what to wear, what to drink.
Out of bullshit.
Yes,
Never.
I feel like that's a lot.
Hard to believe you.
Why?
Because the ADR is weird. And he definitely is like, I'm nailing this. I am going to show this woman the beauty of the world that I see. He definitely comes off as kind of a jackass.
Wait a sec. There you go.
Was smooth though. I'll sell that. I see that he's supposed to be charming. The spinning life to 7 is pretty great.
Life. I don't remember the point.
Deep Hasbro thoughts.
This is giving very Aaron Sorkin. Like there's not a lot of there's not a lot of pauses.
Year 4, flowers. She led me outside to the dying rose bush in the backyard.
Ugh, that's symbolic.
Those two are a lot more compatible than he and Amy are. They could also be related. I thought about that for like a second. They could also be related. Kitty. See a little ginger cat. Amy left the door open. Nice house. Looks like it's made of plastic. That's when you call the police.
Yeah, I was a writer. We were both writers.
Oh, he's already referring to her in the past tense.
I'm sorry. How is she?
She's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry, that shouldn't have been funny.
My sister Margot and I own the bar downtown.
Okay, so that is his sister. My bad, y'all. Awkward.
Pretty things.
Pretty things sounds significant. She already suspects him. Oh, Amy's a bit more successful than him, I see. And she orders all the bills, too.
Wow. Impressive gal.
Your wife is amazing, Amy?
No, she's not. Amazing Amy is a drawing.
Amazing fucking Amy is getting fucking married. With me. Regular, flawed, real Amy.
Yep, see, there we go.
When I was 10, I quit cello. In the next book, Amazing Amy became a prodigy.
Oof.
She got the dog. Puddles made her more relatable.
Jesus Christ.
Parents literally plagiarized your childhood.
No, they improved upon it.
Yeah, that's worse.
Challenge me. You surprised me.
And he is sweeping into her rescue like a fucking white knight.
And then, the night wasn't so bad anymore.
I kind of hate her parents, I'm not gonna lie. A kid deserves better than to just be told that they could always do and be better.
Normally, we would not treat this as a missing persons case so quick, but given the scene at your house and given our spike in violent crime of late, we are going to take this very, very seriously.
Okay.
We will organize searches, put up flyers. We're going to hold a press conference tomorrow.
Have a press conference?
Whoa! That is a huge escalation right off the bat. Humor is his defense mechanism.
Now, that said, you want to wait and call a lawyer?
Yes.
This woman with all those degrees, what does she do?
Oh, she keeps busy.
Doing what?
He doesn't know. Of all this, you don't know about your wife's hobbies? Does she have hobbies?
Sammy got friends we can talk to?
Probably not.
Really?
No friends.
No, Amy's not the most relatable person to talk to. Out of all the people she knows, there's only one person that's really able to talk to her, and that's him.
Here, is she kind of standoffish?
Yes.
You seem pretty laid back. type B.
This man does not look laid back at all. He does not strike me as laid back. He's incredibly assertive, actually.
Blood type.
Sure, y'all are married.
Fuck off.
You haven't called your wife's parents yet?
You dragged me down here! She suspected him from day one.
Should I know my wife's blood type?
I was about to say.
We've been trying to get a hold of you all afternoon.
Then right there, my wife is missing.
Bitch. Don't.
Jeez.
Dad, stop.
You want to drive him home?
Yes! Also, why didn't they call his sister? Surely his father has another contact! His sister lives in town! Damn, he doesn't even walk him in. He didn't even check to see if his dad got inside. He was just like, I'm out.
And told us marriage is hard work.
It is, by the way.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter.
But it's not like that. Jesus.
Well, it's not true. Not for me and Nick.
Search of Jay.
With us, 2 years, it's just good.
That is a red flag. That means that someone is not being entirely honest. When you combine your life with another person after you've been a certain way for a very long time, it takes communication and compromise. And I don't care how much you love the person, communication can be very hard because communication is hard work. That's why there are whole degrees based on it. Are they having public sex in the, yes, unseasoned ass looking sex. These two people do not seem incredibly interesting. They're pretty much, their defining characteristic is witty, but I think that's the point.
2003. You're so cute.
Did they ask if you wanted a lawyer?
I don't need a lawyer. Here, I'll do this.
Everyone knows complicated is code for bitch.
No, they don't, actually.
I feel sick.
It might be the bourbon.
You can say it. It's just me and you.
Just because I don't like to be around Amy doesn't mean I don't care about her.
Woof! So, Nick is pretty much a functioning alcoholic, because this is the third time we've seen him drinking straight liquor.
I don't know anything yet? I'm sorry. I got guys on the clock in here, but you give me 30 minutes.
That's usually bath time.
Told you. What did I tell you about how they portray other women? Now, they've portrayed the detective here pretty well, but she is pretty much aggressive out the gate.
Credit cards, utilities, phone bill, all in her name. Even his bar is in her name.
I don't know that that's so surprising.
No, but it is humiliating.
Ah.
Well, when you're upset, you bottle up. You can seem angry. Like,
please don't say like that.
Or else you swing into your mama's boy charm offensive, and that can feel glibs.
Mama's boy charm offensive. Yeah, that's pretty much his entire personality. So, to an extent, he is also kind of feeling the suppression that Amy feels because he's so repressed, and then when he does finally express his emotions, people find it weird.
Miles made it.
Yeah, I can see that. This is... I'm sorry, this is so sudden. I think with Scott Peterson, this took like a week?
Thank you.
He's tired. He's been up all night. He's been cheating on her, hasn't he? Because isn't that like the whole thing? And he seems like he doesn't care. He might not. Do you want her back, my guy?
Successful career in journalism.
And Margot's like,
1-855-4-AMY-TIPS. And our website is www.findamazingamy.com.
Did the parents do it?
He attempted suicide after Amy broke up with him sophomore year.
Oh.
I only know it was bad.
I didn't know this.
Hey, Nick, you got a minute?
Yeah. For our anniversary, my wife does these treasure hunts.
I'm hoping you can tell me what this means.
He did.
Although the spot couldn't be tighter, it's a cozy room for my favorite writer. I know this one.
Wow, was a closet? Oh, his office at the university. There is clue 2. Oh!
Where's this little brown house?
I have no idea.
Okay, so I don't know all the particulars, but I do low-key feel like he does have something to hide. Old ADT system. Damn! Puddles. Puddles.
Hello, stranger. Fancy meeting you here.
Why are you here?
Are you following me?
Yes. What is she? Oh, I thought she was about to pick his pocket and be like, oh, look what I found, bitch. Despite my misgivings about the detective, because police, she seems to be the only one with any goddamn common sense.
Want to test your marriage for weak spots?
No.
My turn.
She does kind of seem like this doll.
And they need to borrow from my trust fund. Almost $1 million.
Wow.
This is where you say everything else is background noise.
Your call.
Their money, technically.
No, but it is your call, Amy. But I understand why she feels loyal to them. Uh-oh. He's getting depressed.
You don't trust my judgment? Certainly don't trust my intention.
You're drunk? Like, what's there to trust?
I flipped burgers. I painted houses. I don't...
You'll get another job.
It's not that easy, though. Trust me, it's not that easy.
And suddenly,
Slow down, what is it?
I knew everything was about to get worse.
It can always get worse. That's one thing you just have to learn about being an adult. And to an extent, she's right. You'll deal with it when that time comes. And he just looks irresponsible. Oh.
You look like hammered shit.
Thank you.
It's definitely sibling energy there.
Ever seen that guy in the glasses before?
Don't worry.
Well, that's the guy that attempted suicide.
She lives on your street, Amy's best friend.
I have a feeling that Amy probably didn't like Noel very much.
Well, you really don't like him, do you?
What's to like?
I don't know. I agree that there is not much to like about this man.
Nick, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Shauna Kelly.
Where do these people live? There are a lot of southern accents happening.
You have to keep your strength.
Girl,
Say chicken Frito pie.
delete that.
Delete that picture for me.
Yeah! We're not friends. I don't know you.
I will share it with whomever I please.
No, actually, that's not how that works.
It's like you're the goddamn homecoming king.
What does she mean by that?
Well, it looked like you were having fun.
How?
God, this place literally smells like feces.
She's under a lot of stress.
How big's that TV? It's not 65 inch.
No, it's nowhere near that.
Interesting. So he's buying a lot of shit. Noel's a true crime fan. Can you get rid of this woman, please? But when she does come forward, she's gonna have some real important information, I bet, that just so happens.
Hey, have you told me everything?
No.
Everything?
No.
Ever since you walked into the bar that morning Amy went missing, you seem...
Fucked up?
All I want is to come over here, have a beer with you, and not be judged.
Okay, no, but things are different now, my guy. Circumstances have changed. There are some things you need to explain to me.
Like I'm 12. Mom would fix it.
Is that true?
I'm gonna go Benadryl myself to sleep.
You've already had a beer. Good lord, woman.
So here's a strange new sentence. I am a Missourian.
Oh, okay, Missouri. All right. I missed that before. I know they said it a couple of times, but yeah, it's Missouri.
Mama Maureen, stage 4 breast cancer.
Oh. Yikes.
So we moved to Missouri.
Okay, so they would have southern accents. Just Missouri. Okay, yeah. Missouri is by Tennessee. So, sorry, I had to have a minute with myself.
Nick is happy to be home. But I don't know if he's happy I'm with him.
She feels like a fish out of water, but that's a lot of pressure to put on him. This is the first time she hasn't been the biggest thing in his life. Someone's fucking with you. Was that Amy's number? Oh. No, it just clicked. That is not the same woman. Oh, he's been calling her? Godspell?
Careful right now.
No.
Stop.
Yes, you do. You both are selfish assholes doing this in your sister's house. Like, how do you know your sister's asleep right now?
Did you leave a pair of red panties in my office?
No, maybe. They better be mine.
Sweetheart, think.
No. You're the other woman in this situation.
This is the last time we're gonna see each other until...
Until when?
Ever! She's a little obsessed with him. Girl! Ew. I was about to say, how the fuck do you know your sister's asleep?
My husband has come undone. We moved to Missouri to save Maureen. But as it turns out, we couldn't.
Thanks a lot that you came. Thanks for coming.
We took a hit on the brownstone, and I used the last of my trust fund to buy him a bar. So far, it's just costing money.
And the sex is unsatisfying.
Uses me for sex when he wants.
You should go to Outback tonight.
Gross.
Last night, I went from desperate to pathetic. I became someone I don't even like.
And his charm is not working on her anymore.
Now is literally the worst time.
Yeah!
Child is not a hobby.
Not a hobby.
He's right!
An inspiration.
That's worse! That's what your parents made you!
You want to be the couple that has a baby to save their marriage?
Save?
Yes!
Why, it's not good enough for you?
It's not even close.
Oh!
I am frightened of my own husband.
I I feel like that was much worse in the book. That's giving unreliable narrator. That scene was not well done. I'll just be honest with you. But yeah, like I said, there's really nothing to like about Nick. The only thing that's good about him is his charm. Otherwise, the only worth he seems to have, or at least the only worth he thinks he has, is what he does for other people. And then when he can't do anything for anybody, he's lost. He has no idea what to do. I think that a lot of things could be saved if he would have just like been like, hey, yo, this is what's going on. Now, do I think Amy would have been receptive to that? No, because she'd been like, why are you having problems? I'm the only one allowed to have emotions.
Don't forget a girl like that in here. She was all in pink. It was Valentine's Day.
So she was looking for pills.
For Valentine's Day, I thought I'd buy a gun. That is how crazy I've become.
I'm feeling weirder and weirder about the journal, if I can be frank. Are you fucking serious? Not only are you selfish and dumb, like, and she is going so slow. She must be trying to get him caught. She's a little obsessed with him. Did she kill her? Sister turns around and sister's gonna be right there like, what?
Fucking idiot. Fucking asshole, you fucking lied to my fucking face.
Get out.
How old is she?
She's in her early 20s.
And he's like, what, 45?
How did you even meet her?
She's one of my students.
Oh! Oh! Jesus!
Oh, but this is so bad. If
it is
anybody
bad.
finds out, are they super twats?
Her name is Andy.
Have you watched television lately?
No.
I don't know. She was trying to give me a casserole.
Tyler Perry! What are you doing here? This is completely taking me out of the movie. Why is Tyler Perry here? Yes, you do. Hire Tyler Perry. Wow, this town really has missing white women syndrome. Did you see all those homeless people? They're probably missing people. I was a little bit judgmental of this at first, but I get the sort of subtle critique that's going on here. You got a town with all these people are so desperate to get like a little crumb of the tragedy.
Going so easy on him. You got a crush?
Wow, shut the fuck up.
My wife says he's a killer.
Well, if Tiffany says.
Well, Tiffany says and everything's great.
My wife, Amy Elliott Dunn, disappeared 3 days ago.
It's only been 3 days. Holy shit.
Cooperating with the police. I haven't hired a lawyer.
You really should.
Amy is my soulmate.
Oh, shut up.
Let's find...
You tell him Amy was 6 weeks pregnant.
I don't even think Nick knew she was pregnant. Away. Away. He's going away. What the fuck was that? Talk about some don't run as people are running him over.
Hello.
Yeah, drinking more is not going to help.
Good.
So let's talk while we wait, okay? Let's start over here.
Why didn't you just say no? Why did you just say no? Open your mouth and say no. Are you so determined to explain away everything you can't just fucking say no with your mouth? What is wrong with you?
Pool of blood and no body suggest homicide. It tells us to look at people inside the house, which is what we're doing here, Nick.
Then why'd you let him do the press conference?
Well,
She says not good.
$117,000 in credit card debt.
What?
Yikes.
I don't want to talk to you again. Ever. Without a lawyer.
You should have done that to begin with. That's why you don't tell the police nothing. And now your sister's in trouble. God. Come here, kitty. You're my only friend now because my brother's a fucking idiot.
You told me you didn't want kids.
Because Amy didn't want kids.
You have to fucking talk to me.
You do. You lied to her and you fucked your girlfriend in the house.
Look, I wanted kids. When we first moved here, I went to a fertility clinic.
It didn't work.
I did my part.
Now, who would believe you?
Good question.
But you were already with Andy by then, right?
I wanted a baby with Amy.
Jesus. There's no way you can say this now.
I love you, no matter what.
But god damn it, man.
Is that what you're asking me? If I murdered my wife?
I would never ask you that.
But I'm feeling a lot of complicated things now, and at this point, Margot's life is ruined. Her bar is gone. Her reputation's in the garbage.
You have no clue, do you?
No, animals can sense when shit's gone wild. Is that the cat from Saving Llewellyn Davis?
So I want one last thing.
What's that?
I want a body.
She's thorough. Is this her body? So considering how long this investigation's going, I just realized this movie was spoiled for me. Like, I'm just realizing it. Now I'm getting caught up in the investigation and like, it's still a very good, engaging movie, but I just realized this movie has been fucking spoiled for me. And there's the journal. That's where all the stuff is.
I am so much happier now that I'm dead.
Okay, I have to admit, that was good.
My lazy, lying, cheating, oblivious husband will go to prison for my murder.
That's a lot, though.
He took and took from me until I no longer existed. That's murder.
You never wanted to be married in the first place.
Fake a convincing murder, you have to have discipline.
Girl, you ain't ever wanted to be married in the first place.
Secretly create some money troubles. Credit cards, perhaps online gambling.
So the money troubles didn't even happen.
And America loves pregnant women. As if it's so hard to spread your legs. Invite pregnant idiot into your home and ply her with lemonade.
Wow. Amy really thinks she's better than everybody.
Steal pregnant idiot's urine.
Ew.
A pregnancy.
And without gloves, too. Girl, what the hell's your problem? So wait, how were they able to tell that she was 6 weeks pregnant when the other lady was clearly very far along in her pregnancy?
A head wound kind of bleed. A crime scene kind of bleed. You need a diary. Minimum 300 entries.
So I was right! Unreliable narrator, the diary is fake!
After that, you invent. The spending, the abuse, the fear, the threat of violence.
Was the pushing of her even real?
And if I get everything right, the world will hate Nick for killing his beautiful pregnant wife.
The world will hate Nick just as much as you do. Was any of what's in the journal true?
Body, they'll know. Nick Dunn dumped his beloved like garbage, and she floated down past all the other abused, unwanted, inconvenient women. Cool girl never gets angry at her man. She only smiles in a chagrin-loving manner, and then presents her mouth for fucking.
Amy, you just don't like other women.
Vinyl hipster who loves fetish manga. If he likes girls gone wild, she's a mall babe who talks football and endures buffalo wings at Hooters.
Amy, you just don't like other women. Like, dead ass, she just hates other women.
I drank canned beer watching Adam Sandler movies. I ate cold pizza and remained a size 2. I blew him semi-regularly. I lived in the moment.
I just feel like Nick was a boring dude. Like, he's boring and kind of an idiot.
I inspired him to rise to my level. I forged the man of my dreams. We were happy pretending to be other people.
Well, to be fair, Nick has been pretending to be someone else his entire life, so.
Point of being together if you're not the happiest. But Nick got lazy. He became someone I did not agree to marry. He actually expected me to love him unconditionally.
No, he found himself an obsessive loser, essentially. Is essentially crazy about him. You never liked him.
Cute, charming, salt-of-the-earth Missouri guy.
Except he's not. Hey, yo! Hey, Amy! I know I said some stressful things. Oh!
I need 20 seconds where you don't judge me, interrupt me, or get angry.
I'm already all of those things, so.
What's that present?
I don't know.
Don't touch it!
Find out.
No! It's gonna be like a finger.
Follow the river, up, up, up. Sit back
to the state fucking penitentiary.
She's framing me for her murder.
You married a complete psychopath.
Yes!
She knew exactly what I would do, and I fucking did it. I went to the beach, I thought about our marriage, I came back and decided I wanted a divorce.
By the time you got home,
she was gone. Part of me was relieved.
Yeah, he couldn't handle marrying someone better than him, and she just couldn't handle being ordinary. Amazing Amy is dead. She is consumed Amazing Amy like a twin in the womb. Oh my god. She might hate Amazing Amy, but she definitely has her fucking superiority complex. This girl does not like other women, and she is really about to go all out to anyone who has ever upset her ever. For no other reason than she feels she should.
Well, I don't know how decent I feel.
And she's still pretending to be someone else!
You going to the marina? I could use some creamer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I hate it when people invite themselves over. Where are you going in your bathing suit? So this is day 2. Man, they could have just done this in order and had to avoid all of the, whatever. My critique is not needed here. Well, actually, yes it is! That's why you're here!
Let me guess. Nebraska.
Nolans.
Go, please! Nobody's buying that shit at fucking all.
I went to the bar where he works to surprise him.
Her accent has changed 3 times. He literally went for someone that he has power over because he has no power over Amy. I'm doing all this work and you walking out on me, bitch! And she already hated him at that point.
That is the most disgusting thing I ever heard.
Yes. He was like, well, feel sorry for you.
Well, we've gone mainstream.
Yes, yes you have. Where the hell is he flying? Is he going back to New York for some reason? Oh, he's trying to hire Tyler Perry!
I have been sitting by the phone, my friend.
Alright, Johnny Cochran, calm down.
I'm way in.
Oh, and he's just an opportunistic vulture.
She is telling the perfect story.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. Is Tyler Perry gonna lose? Or is he going to give up? It's giving Better Call Saul. Maybe with worse acting. Sorry, I have beef with Tyler Perry.
I've been unemployed for the last 8 years because I have to write sexual offender on every job application. I'm on a neighborhood watch list because I have to register as a predator. I haven't had a date in almost a decade because if a girl Googles me.
Arson, murder, jaywalking.
Girls like a fixer-upper. But Amy, she annexed me.
Yeah, she likes the project.
I mean, everything, the whole thing just became...
You broke up with her?
No, I just backed away.
You should have broken up with her. I shouldn't be victim blaming.
And then, guess what they find? Headboards in my bed, one on each side.
The ties you wouldn't wear.
You do know your wife.
Woof. That gave me all kinds of icky feelings.
Kelly Capitano, this makes me want to throw up.
She's definitely supposed to be Nancy Grace, who, with her incendiary sort of show, actively hindered investigations.
Tonight, we welcome Amy's best friend, Noelle Hawthorne. Thanks for being on the show, Noelle.
The actress does not know what to do with her hands on a pregnant belly. She keeps doing all this.
Amy was so nurturing.
She was a real rag. What do you mean? People love her. She seems uppity.
She is. And she's like, where did your sympathy go, girls?
Harsh. Well, that's life, baby.
And she's been through a lot.
I've got $47,000 in savings. I've got $2,500 in an IRA. I'm approved for a second mortgage on the house. We will go from there.
Amy's trying to ruin Margot's life too. No, see, this is what I was talking about with the cheating narratives. Suddenly, everyone who's ever upset her becomes a fucking target. She's getting all the attention she thinks she's entitled to. I'm being recognized for me.
Hey.
What the fuck do you want? I would not be opening that gate. I'd be like, excuse you? Nobody needs to know that we are talking to each other.
Amy and I believe in the lost art of letter writing.
Okay, no, you...
Why did you break up?
That's a strange question.
No, it's not!
That's a rude question.
Yes.
Your wife is missing, and you came all this way to tell me this?
Solid question. Yeah. What made you think that was gonna go well, dude? You didn't want to start with an email, a call, maybe ease into it? What happened to all that charm you had? Beautiful blonde. Once again, missing white women syndrome. And poor Margot, who had nothing to do with this. Well, I guess maybe she's getting business, who knows?
Reading that diary again? You know how it ends.
It interests me.
Cause something about it don't sit right with me.
You ever hear the expression, the simplest answer is often the correct one?
Actually, I've never found that to be true.
I was about to say, I was like, ooh, sometimes that's not true. I was kind of hoping he would immediately trip, but...
The treasure hunt is critical. She's taking us on a tour.
You two sound like absolute lunatics.
And she leaves clue number 1 for the police, which will lead them back to my office, which is a place where Andy and I would often...
And she's just like, ew, disgusting. Yes, disgusting.
What in God's name is at your father's house, Nick? And be honest.
I honestly have no idea.
And that's when we find the incinerator and the journal. Why are we having this discussion in this very public place? Somebody get Legal Eagle in here. I've been watching his videos lately. Someone get him in here, see if this is true at all.
We need to tell the cops about the woodshed. We need to be on the front end of that, but I'm going to warn you as to what will happen.
Your reputation's going to take a monster hit. And Margot didn't do anything but not like Amy. I just want to throw that out there.
Secret Service guys that are really good. I'll put them on it.
Why are they ex-Secret Service?
Still moping about her ex?
Yes.
Let myself be dinner for great whites.
Call this bull shark.
her accent goes from Georgia to New Orleans real quick.
Miss Moneybags. I thought you said you were broke.
No, these people are absolutely about to rob her. They're absolutely about to rob her. Amy, why'd you do that? Oh, wow, and there are people in lawn chairs.
And you are going to tell her about Andy.
Nope. Whoa. That sounds like a very bad idea.
You haven't heard
It is a very bad idea, but it probably needs to be done.
guy admitting that he's a gigantic asshole on television. People empathize with that.
You better go on Nancy Grace. Remember what Amy said about being the trained doll?
Hello? Hey, Daddy. 1 minute.
So Amy's not that smart.
You're hiding. I don't know why, and I don't really care. But you ain't gonna call the cops. Next place, be more careful, okay? There are a lot of people out there a lot worse than we are.
So you had your first bit of bad luck. Hopefully you still got your keys. I'm surprised they didn't steal her car. This is the first time she's ever been without any money. Who's she calling, though?
What are you doing?
Every time you look smug or annoyed or tense, I'm gonna hit you with a gummy bear.
Tyler Perry adding some much needed levity because Margot can't do it anymore because now she's under a lot of pressure.
Both lost our jobs. I had to move back home so we could take care of my mother.
Who Amy actually truly did not give a shit about, by the way. You gotta be...
Disrespected my wife.
There you go. Someone said that, actually. Someone has, like, actually said, I disrespected my wife, I disrespected my marriage, but I can't think of who.
I'm a fuck up. Everything I do is wrong.
I know what men are supposed to do in general.
That's supposedly how men apologize was, oh, I'm so sorry, I fucked up, without any real accountability. I think that has changed over the past couple of years, but I don't think it's any less poignant. Now, there are a lot of people who are trying to make sure that it doesn't change, and a lot of them are pickup artists on YouTube and TikTok, but that's another bitch fest for another day.
It's you. It's you.
He's still obsessed with her, and she knows it.
Well, he is looking for you. He showed up on my doorstep 3 days ago.
And she's like, oh, he's smartening up.
Is it wrong to want Nick to go to prison?
He should go to prison for what he's done.
Which is being a jackass.
Can I get you anything to drink or eat before we get started?
Oh, I have some gummy bears.
Oh, you little slut.
My name is Andy Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Andy was a ticking time bomb.
Girl with the giant come-on-me tits.
They're not very big at all.
Mennonite.
And she's appearing with your parents.
Nick Dunn like a son. That love ended today.
Woof.
It's just got very exciting.
Yes. Yes, it did. You guys are in so much fucking trouble.
She's going to eat you alive.
She is.
Just trust me.
Are you gonna turn on that charm again? Because are you actually going to put it to good use?
Like him.
What is with the back of that blazer? It's a really nice hotel. I know parts of Gone Girl were filmed in Atlanta because Tyler Perry's here. That's not a legitimate vocal coach.
Thank you.
She's like, fuck you. Prepare to die, motherfucker.
See, I can't believe how fucking good you are.
Amy brings out the best in me.
Don't.
Oh, so it went well.
Don't show your face.
Oh no, it's still nighttime. Okay, so this is the infamous lake house. Why is Desi so obsessed with her? Are we ever going to explain that?
Netflix.
He was messing around with Andy when she was 19. And he's like in his 40s. That's probably something he does in real life. Middle-aged actor types are always going after girls that are under 30. This is more the life she's used to.
Anyone who is caught coming or going will be recorded.
Oh, so he's a bit paranoid.
And I am not letting you get away again.
Ah, now he's either gonna prove to be more buck wild than she is, or something is going to happen that's going to make her mad and she's gonna go off the wall.
What have you been up to?
Nothing.
Amy, I'm not Nick.
You're giving Yandere simulator vibes, but okay.
There's a gym overlooking the lake. The sooner you look like yourself, the sooner you'll feel like yourself.
Oh.
I think that's something I should watch on my own.
Nonsense.
He is controlling.
I am looking forward to my reunion with Amy Elliott.
Yeah, but that's not what she wants. She doesn't want to be Amazing Amy again. Is that why he wants her? Because that's Amazing Amy. He wants the Amy Elliott in his dreams. Jesus.
Great.
I tried. Why didn't you give me a house key? That's a really nice house.
I probably deserve it.
I bought that tie.
What is this 90s ass interface? When is this supposed to take place?
I'm not a good guy. I was a bad husband to a great wife. I broke the vow that I made to her.
Oh, and she's like, that son of a bitch.
I met a woman who dazzled me, and I want her to love me.
She's looking at him like, oh, you bastard.
Better, but I failed her.
What is she eating? Oh, she's eating creme brulee.
And I've taken myself to the woodshed for the way that I've treated you.
Oh, and she's like,
They're going crazy for you.
They dislike me. They like me. They hated me.
True crime fans. Is this the detective? The detective's kind of faded back into the background a little bit here. Is she about to come back? Oh yeah, there she is. Okay.
I have treated you more than fair.
She has.
I gave you the benefit of the doubt over and over.
Now she is right.
The stupid, I thought maybe he's just stupid.
He is.
Hey, you can't do that.
Of course we can.
No, actually you can't.
Amy, it's time to move on.
No, she wants to see him suffer more. She wants him to admit that he was wrong.
And you chose me Follow that instinct. I'm not gonna force myself on you.
But it sounds like you're coercing her.
I just want you to be you again.
No, this is the truest to herself she's ever been.
Without a body, without a murder weapon, their only hope is a
Oh no, the murder weapon is still in the house.
Truth is my defense.
It's not that easy. He's like, why are you even paying me at this point?
It's your wife's handwriting.
It's not a handwriting.
I think so. Looks like it.
He's like, why are you even paying me at this point? Why am I here?
Kind of a convenient endnote.
Yeah. And there's the murder weapon. We need Phoenix. Hey, yo, Phoenix. Phoenix, Mr. Wright. We need your help. Damn, she's been gone for almost a month.
You're not bored?
Desi, how could I be bored? You can discuss 18th century symphonies. 19th century impressionists quote Proust in French.
That sounds incredibly boring.
Reality TV marathon with one hand down as boxers.
But reality TV can be fun. She is about to do something very bad to this man.
That's how the kids were.
She's about to frame him. Damn. And he's like, Jesus. Is she gonna beat herself up again? You've done that before. Has she been planning this since she got here? The way that just made me so apocalyptically angry. Oh my god! The fucking audacity! I'm sorry, that scene was disgusting. As a woman, I don't think I have to express how fucked up that scene was.
Tanner, is there any fucking lead on Amy?
No.
She's there.
It's because she's in a lake. Don't dare her. She has done that with practiced precision, so I'm guessing that guy's story was true. Or I guess we'll never actually know. But that's the point. Ah! I don't think I've ever been so mad watching a movie before. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. Was genuinely infuriating. And once again, as a woman, I really don't think I need to specify why, because I'm sure it's a lot of things that are gonna get me demonetized. She's about to fucking murder this man. She's stealing herself. Because she don't want to do this. Okay, I did not pay to see Neil Patrick Harris booty. And she's like, time? That was fast. Oh! Oh, and she's making sure it's on her. Oh, and she's never felt more powerful, I bet. She had a brief moment there. She made sure the blood was on her. She is gonna come back home. She is gonna come back home. And she's still gonna have the blood on her. And she's gonna... That's her. And she's not trying to hide herself at fucking all. Oh my god.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, I know, right?
Don't you worry. We're gonna have lots of babies.
That's not a thing to say to a supposed rape victim.
Pals again?
Now that I know you didn't murder your wife, yes.
Oh, she had every right to be upset with Nick. Did she really just murder a mentally ill man? Like, I'm thinking, I'm like, was Desi well? Like, he was rich, but was he, like, well?
And he clubbed me.
I mean, neither is she, so, I mean...
I'd hidden some puppets at Ghost.
Then how did Desi have that handle?
It's a good question.
Now, may I go back to where I was being held prisoner by a man with a history of mental problems?
Damn, they didn't let homegirls shower?
Every night.
That man was genuinely the two-pump chump, so...
How'd she manage to get a hold of a box cutter? He had her tied up the whole time.
It's a solid question.
Case had been left in your deeply incompetent hands. My husband would be on death row, and I'd be tied, still, spread eagle.
Miss Dunn?
Yeah, Miss Dunn, please.
Do you feel safe going home with your husband?
The way they would not allow her to go home. Oh my god. Oh, she makes me sick. People no longer see Amazing Amy. They see me. A fucking buck wild piece of work. You know, if Amy never met Nick, the victims would have been her parents. And what's gonna happen when people forget about this? What's gonna happen when another white woman goes missing? Is she gonna show up on TV shows and talk about her experience?
The Nick I saw on TV, that's the Nick I fell in love with.
You do know I was just telling you what you wanted to hear, right?
No, that's just what he does. He tells people what they want to hear. I'm not wearing a wire because the only thing I haven't done that's not like you is fucking murder someone. Oh, God.
National television and begged for me to save your life.
You did. I built you. You are going to stay with me. That might as well be Nick's blood going down the drain at this point. Is she gonna kill him? The way I would not be sleeping in the same bed as she is. The way my ass would be sleeping in the guest room. This high-pitched string in movies and during a movie score that tells you that something's wrong. And she's just like, everything went well. I'm gonna keep the cat too. I don't know if he's in danger. I definitely see now why this is being compared to Midsommar these days. And now everything's the same. And now everyone is, wow.
Great.
Why is the cat on the countertop? That was a mentally ill man.
You must be so proud.
Wow, that has so many meanings. Jesus. You're gonna stay with me, right?
Where you two are the most fucked up people.
People are like, this man is like, I wash my hands of this. This is insane. What happens when she loses this attention? Genuinely, what happens? Who gets hurt in the interim? Is it gonna be Nick? Is it gonna be Margot?
Just don't piss her off.
It's not gonna be Nick that pisses her off.
Nick, I can't do anything.
You can.
Now they're done.
That doesn't mean you have to be done.
That's not how police works, but okay. They still have to very much investigate. Sorry, my skepticism is intercepting my suspension of disbelief. Blame Tyler Perry.
Come on. Let me tuck you back in.
She really made the man she wanted. With literal blood, sweat, and tears.
I would never, ever hurt you.
But I will hurt everyone around you, and I will ruin you if you piss me off.
I need you to do your part.
This is just an alternate universe Shiv Roy.
Honey?
She's got you. She's about to tell him that she's actually pregnant.
So, Nick, how does it feel to have your wife back?
Girl, it's been 7 weeks. The news ain't about you no more.
And that you hid all that stuff at Goes and that you pushed me. I'm gonna need those 3 things to feel safe.
I didn't do any of those things, though.
Nick.
Didn't you lambaste me on television for 2 weeks?
Well, I go where the story goes.
Alright, Nancy, relax.
I don't need any more gifts from you.
Open it.
Do what I said. What'd I tell you? Well, now he wants to push her.
The only time you liked yourself was when you were trying to be someone this cunt might like.
Ooh, okay, no, I shouldn't laugh.
You think you'd be happy with a nice Midwestern girl? No way, baby. I'm in.
You don't like any other women anyway, girl.
Yes, I loved you, and then all we did was resent each other and try to control each other. And cause each other pain.
That's marriage.
Fuck off. Fuck you! Girl, fuck you. Fuck you! Who are all these people? Looking like a Mennonite.
You could get custody.
No, I won't.
No, he won't. That is an incredibly psychologically abusive relationship.
But I'm with you.
The next time she decides that she wants to be on TV again, Margot is probably going to be the first victim.
We communicate.
Well, I mean, no, they do communicate. And they are... Oh, a chill just went up my spine when he said that. Because that's the truth. Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
We're gonna be parents.
Are we not going to act like that couldn't be a horrific development in real life?
How are you feeling?
You know how I'm feeling.
What will we do?
God, I feel so bad for that kid. I feel so bad for the kid they're gonna have. The feeling of uneasiness I have in my stomach really cannot be described. The feeling of, like, disgust and just the holy shit, what is wrong with you people is really just fucking God. I don't think I have. Give me a minute. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'm gonna take a pill and then we're gonna because holy shit, dude. So I refilled my water, got some pretzels, and I took an allergy pill, so we're gonna take this from the top. This movie, for how long it is, because holy shit, is very engaging. And I can see why this movie is so successful. To its credit, it is a very good movie. And I actually didn't realize, because the trailer spoils a lot of this, to be honest, but I didn't realize that I wasn't supposed to know that this was a sort of cheating revenge kind of story. I didn't realize that him cheating on her with one of her students, it was supposed to be like a shocking, horrifying revelation. I thought it was a foregone conclusion. So if I had gone into the movie completely blind, I would have preferred that. But to its credit, this movie is very engaging despite its honestly overblown runtime. I will say this is the one movie that we have watched that I have never been bored. You know, I can see why people find Amy affirming. In Amy's eyes, she is someone who took her power back after so long and did it by any means necessary and is now the one in control. However, Amy was never powerless. The house was in her name. The bar was in her name. She had a prenup. She is smarter than Nick. She is better than Nick, more educated, has a better job. She was never powerless, and Nick never seemed, at least in his eyes, he is an unreliable narrator now, never went out of his way to make her feel that way. I still do not know if the pushing thing was ever true, and to be honest, I really don't think it was. Desi is a bit more of a gray area because he was clearly disturbed, but that doesn't excuse anything he might have done to her in the lake house or when they were in school, because more often than not, when people hurt themselves to get back at someone who's broken up with them, they were usually abusing them in some way, usually either physical or psychological or emotional, like you can't leave me or I will leave this earth, and that's how they get people to stay. As someone who just watched this movie once, to me, it looks like she singled out a mentally ill man and murdered him because his presence was convenient. I would say she probably did not intend to save Nick until she saw that interview, but she planned to do something to Desi. I don't know if she actually wanted to kill him, but she was gonna do something. She got everything she wanted. Amy is the protagonist. It's in his point of view mostly, but she's the protagonist of the movie. She gets the money that she missed, she gets her job back, her husband becomes this successful, essentially, trophy that she's always wanted, and in the end, she wins. I think she makes a great villain protagonist. Don't think this can be considered a happy ending. It is, once again, like Midsommar, only happy because the protagonist is happy in the end. The circumstances in which she gets there make the ending quite a bit more disturbing. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. I was like, what the hell is that noise? It's my cat's auto feeder bowl. I lost my train of thought. Fuck. Despite the fact that he is a fucking jackass, any teacher that seduces a student, no matter how down for the sickness that student may be, is still a manipulative predator. Don't get me wrong, but Amy wasn't getting revenge for her. Amy wasn't trying to vindicate her. Amy fucking hated her. Amy does not like any other women in this book. She didn't like the girl that lived down the street. She didn't like the girl that tried to commiserate with her. She already thought she was an idiot. Amy did not have any friends because she thinks she is better than everyone she has ever met. In her mind, she's like, well, I'm so tired of being amazing Amy. I don't want to be the cool girl. But she is. She is amazing Amy. She's better than everyone has ever been. She's internalized that and she has become it in her mind and refuses to acknowledge it. I'm a college dropout. I can't really psychoanalyze this woman, but I can say that she is not a good person and is not necessarily someone anyone should emulate or idolize. As a matter of fact, I I'd say it's closer to Walter White, because a lot of what Walter White does is quite vindicating as someone who's powerless in the face of the healthcare system. And I'm trying to think of where she crossed the line, but I'm gonna say the journal. The journal is what crossed the line. Honestly, the journal wasn't necessary. Out of all of the proof that she laid out, the journal was a step too far. And the journal would probably be what, like, if this book continued, would probably be what caught her in the end. So the journal was a completely unnecessary step, and I think that's where Amy crossed the line. There is a part of me that's like, why did she go after Desi? But it's easy. She didn't have any money and she didn't want to go back home because they knew that they would hate her. And this is my problem with good for her movies. The amount of collateral damage because this woman was so bored, absolutely immeasurable. Heaven knows what's going to happen to Nick. I will tell you that he probably won't be the next person to die if she gets bored again. It'll either be their child or it'll be Margot. It'll probably be Margot. I hate to say this, and this is probably going to get me in a lot of trouble, but Amy is going to kill again, because what's to stop her? There is a possibility that the next victim are going to be her parents. Just because Amy sucks does not mean I am giving Nick an inch here. He's an idiot, okay? He's not very smart. He went after a student, and yes, he did seek her out. I'm not gonna pretend like she tried to seduce him or anything because she was obsessed with him. And he's a jackass, and he's irresponsible, and he's one of those people that thinks that I am only worth what I can do for other people. I'm only worth what I can do for Amy. I'm only worth what I can do for Margot, what I can do for my father, even though I hate him, what I can do for my mother, and that did nothing. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I'm phrasing this correctly. Being out of his depth with Amy, he went after someone who was lesser than him, someone he had power over. Regardless of how consensual it was, it's still super fucked up and gross. And I would probably have more sympathy for Amy if that was her problem. But no, it's not her problem. She even called her like a little slut or a little skank or something, like the mega slut with the huge tits or something like that. Amy was not angry because of that. Amy was angry because he was cheating on her with someone who was lesser than her. I don't think she loved Nick at all. I don't think Nick loved her. I think he loved the idea of her. He loved the idea of being in love with the cool girl, so he relied on his wit and his charm. But as someone who has recently moved in with the person that they're going to marry, any part of you that was hidden or sort of, I guess, clandestine, any part of you that you were sort of trying to hide away, goes away after you move in with each other. This is kind of benign compared to what Nick and Amy were going through, but when Almost Husband and I moved in together, we figured out very quickly that he will pick up after himself, but I clean. So in different ways, we can be kind of messy and kind of disorganized. And that caused conflict. Even now, we have to discuss, when are we gonna clean this out? When are we gonna clean that out? How long has the leftovers been in the fridge? This is something that we have to talk about and work out. But they were faking it to such a degree, they could not talk about it. If they talk about it, their entire relationship falls apart, and that goes into the sunk cost fallacy. I am getting so off topic here, but the fact of the matter is, even though he has a victim of his own, he is a victim. Amy is not as smart as she thinks she is. She is also very lucky, and she is incredibly privileged. Not only does Amy have the privilege of being white, being a white woman specifically, she also has the privilege of money, and she also has the privilege of education. If she didn't have any of this, it would not have worked. This movie actually gives this a lot of perspective, which people don't talk about often. There is the mention of other women missing, but Amy is on the screen. And that's what we call missing white women syndrome. Surely some of the people in that homeless encampment are missing, but they're looking for Amy. They're looking for the missing, rich, pretty white woman. When people talk about this movie, they don't talk about that often. They talk about how brilliant Amy is and how sneaky the twist was. But I think what this movie is. It's a critique on police work. It's a critique on how, like, the true crime circus. It's a critique on how we perceive male victims of abuse, female victims of abuse, how we perceive poor people, how we perceive mentally ill people. It is just a mockery of the common perception. Oh Lord, here I'm going on my little pretentious rants again. It is a mockery of how we perceive the modern concept of privilege. I don't think it's really glorifying Amy. I will admit that in the beginning of my little rant, I absolutely misjudged this movie. I don't think it's glorifying or making excuses for Amy at all. I think it is saying that this woman is a deeply cruel person, and she has gotten away with doing that because of who she is in society. There are a lot of people who are going to disagree with me. And that's fair. Variety is the spice of life, baby. What do I say? But the fact of the matter is that I actually don't think that this movie is making any excuses for Amy. I don't think they're trying to justify what she did. They are saying outright she is cruel, unforgiving, and vindictive, and in the end got everything she wanted because she is a pretty, rich, educated white woman who managed to outsmart some very stupid people. Oh man, that movie was a doozy. Cinematography was good. The movie, like I said, beautiful. The movie is beautiful. I was so caught up in the mystery that I didn't really harp on a lot of the staging. The different angles of familiar spaces was really nice, and then the cold coloring for his and Amy's house, and then the warm coloring for Margot's house, and then the sort of dead neutrality for every other building because at that point he's just going through the motions. Man, the movie was a ride, and I see why it's so popular, but man oh man, it pissed me right the fuck off. If I had to give this movie an out of 10 grade, I'm very biased. There might be a text cut in where I reevaluate what I think. So right now it's a 6 out of 10, but there's gonna be a text cut in here somewhere saying that, after I thought about it for a minute and viewed it a second time, how I really feel. Fuck it, I might read the audiobook at some time when I'm drawing, who knows. Good movie, but holy shit, I never want to see Rosamund Pike again. So please like if you like this video, please subscribe if you really liked this video and would like to see more. If you really like me, you can find me on Patreon, where you can support the channel, where you get full uncut reactions and a little extra from some deep dive videos that we'll be doing on Skate the Infinity and the Untamed. And if you would like to, you can find me on pretty much any piece of social media at this point. Instagram, Tumblr, TikTok, and Twitter, but mostly Tumblr because TikTok sucks and fuck Twitter. And with that being said, stay weird, lovelies, and happy eating!